Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are going to be reviewing God Country, issue 2. So, getting right on into the comic, we get to see Emmett has his mind back. And for the first time in years, he recognizes the members of his family, and he understands what's going on around him. And I love it because he meets his granddaughter for the first time and actually knows who she is. And he hears her name, Dina. And I love it because he looks at her and he's like, damn, that's a pretty name. And I love it because this is the first really good interaction that this little girl has probably ever had with her grandfather, or that her mother has ever had with her father-in-law, because we get to see throughout a number of different memories of him in the hospital when he was losing his mind the first time, and he didn't attend his own son's wedding. There were a number of pictures that they wanted to show him, and he just wasn't really interested. And with Viloflax in his hand, the sword in his hand, he's able to understand, he's able to remember, and he hugs his daughter-in-law. And he says he remembers. He remembers everything. So I love it because with this sword, it's completely taken away the Alzheimer's. It's completely taken away everything that he was suffering from. And he has his mind back, and his family has him back. So his son's concerned. His son wants to take him somewhere to get him checked out. His son wants him to put the damn sword down. And he says no. He knows what he needs to do next. Their house, as you remember, was destroyed by the tornado and the demon that came out of the tornado. And with the power of Viloflax, he rebuilds the entire home from the ground up. And it's not perfect, but it's as it was before. It's their home. So I love the use of colors throughout. This is just as strong as the first issue for me, with the art throughout. And Emmett's talking to Viloflax, and the sword's telling him that someone's coming. So he tells his family to stay inside the house. And that's when we get to see him show up. So this is Aristocus? Aristocus, I'm going to go with that. This is Aristocus, the firstborn son of Atum. And he is the god of war, blood, and honor, heir to the throne of always. And he is there for the sword Viloflax. So Emmett tells him he doesn't give a flying fuck where he's from. He's going to get off his property, or there's going to be some issues here. So, of course, Aristocus wants to throw down. He wants the sword back. Then Viloflax starts to get into the conversation. Yes, the sword can talk. And he orders Aristocus to kneel. So you can see right there. He orders for him to kneel. And he tells him that he has chosen a new champion. And that he will not insult Viloflax by trying to harm this champion. That this is how it is, blah, blah. Anywho, Aristocus apologizes to Viloflax, and he kneels before him, begging forgiveness. He didn't understand that he had left him. And Viloflax tells him that he is forgiven, but he will remember his tongue when addressing this one. And he also tells Emmett the same thing. He will also mind his manners and remember himself when addressing the other. So Violet-Flax tells him that he is the god of blades and he will leave this matter between the two of them. They will talk this out. So ultimately, Aristus and Emmett have to have a little bit of a chat. So with the power of Violet-Flax, they're sent away. And miles away, they have a little bit of a chat. And Aristus tells Emmett that this is a very beautiful kingdom. What do they call it? And he tells him Texas. And Aristus is telling him all of the power and the lore and the history around Violet-Flax and what it means to carry it. And he's also asking him, does he have any big wars to wage? Any great battles to win? Any horrifying things to battle? And Emmett tells him no. He's pretty much just here. This is his home. And he asks him if he can have the sword back. And he tells him that he would give him the sword, but could he do something for him in return? And he asks him what. So Emmett tells Aristus about his Alzheimer's and about what this disease has meant to him and his family, and the fact that up until today, he'd even forgotten that his wife had passed, and what that means now to remember it once again, that all these memories had been taken from him. And as much as that hurts him, they're his memories, that he deserves to be able to hold on to these memories, and he wants that. And he asks him if they could heal that, if he could take that away. And he tells him he can't, that he's fairly certain that if he gave Violet-Flax back to him, that the powers that Violet-Flax is giving to Emmett would be taken away with it, and his Alzheimer's would return. It would be just as he was before. And Emmett thinks about that. Aristus tells him that it sounds like a really horrible thing, and he doesn't want to have to burden him with that. But he needs that sword back. He can't just leave without it. So Emmett tells him he can't give it up. He just can't. So Aristus stands up and says that he understands. And he also knows that he may change his decision at any time. And he asks him very simply if there is anything he would like to say in return to his father, because the words that he chooses and this decision that he's making now, the two may not meet again as allies. They might end up having to go to battle later on. And basically, he tells him one simple thing. So Aristus goes back to his homeland and back to his father, and he tells him that Violet-Flax has chosen a new champion and has chosen to stay in the kingdom of Texas with Emmett the champion. And his father, Adam, demands to know the words that the champion has given him. He demands to know what he said. And Aristus bows his head and says, "Come and take it." So I'm really enjoying God Country. I feel like the art's very strong throughout. I love the fact that they're looking at mental health in a lot of ways that comics don't always do. And so much so that his disease is a huge villain and it's completely changed him versus being able to champion above it with this sword. So I'm really interested to see where this is going to go moving forward. I loved it. I thought it was very dynamic throughout. I'm really excited to see there be a possible war moving forward with the Kingdom of Always. I don't know exactly what else is going to happen there, but they're huge, basically Titan-sized warriors. They're war gods, and I'm pretty excited to see where that goes moving forward. So give me a like if you like this video, comment below, and tell me whether or not you picked up God Country issue 2, and if you've been enjoying it as much as I am. Subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of the older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.